Hi, good day. Hi, ma'am. I am Karen and Peradilla from BSTM 4-1, and I am here to share my answer on some question about 1987 Constitution of the Philippines. So, for the question number one, which is, what are the major things that I know and are stated in our Philippines Constitution? So, the major things that I know and are stated in our Philippine Constitution is the Article 3, the Bill of Rights. And according to Article 3, Section 1, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall any person be denied the equal protection of the law. So, meaning, life. When we say life, it is not limited to the literal meaning of life. It includes the right of individual to its body in its completeness, free from dismemberment, and extend to God-given faculties which makes life enjoyable. So, it means, not only the right to be alive, but also the right to be secure of one's limb or any part of the body from the physical harm. And when it comes to liberty, it means it is the right to exist and right to be free from personal restraints or servitude, the right to contract, the right to choose one employment, and the right to labor, and etc. So it is the right to act freely and in manner. Also, when it comes to property, it refers to anything that can come under the right of ownership and be subject of contract. It means the right that is protected refers not only to the possession or the things itself, but also the right over the thing. For the question number 2, what are the provisions that surprise you based on what you have read? So my answer is the significance of right to equal protections of law, that all persons, regardless of their circumstances in life, that is, whether they are rich or poor, educated or illiterate, shall be treated before the law. It is a legal maxim which hears before it condemns and renders judgment only after trial and the right of notice and hearing, because human beings are used to living under laws and patterns that are dictated to us by the society, but following those patterns does not make us good citizen. To be a good citizen, first you have to be a good person. By that I mean, you have to be full of values, principle, and have ethics, and etc. By joining all these aspects together, you will find out that there is nothing else to be needed. For number 3, which is give the provision stated in our constitution that you can relate to the tourism industry. So as I read, the provision stated in our constitution is the section 3 about it is about the declaration of policy. It is related to our tourism industry, because according to section 3, it is hereby declared the policy of the state to promote, encourage, and develop Philippine tourism as a major national activity, and in which private sector investment, effort, and initiative are fostered and supported, and through which socioeconomics develop may be accelerated, and the foreign exchange earn international visitors offered the opportunity to travel to the Philippines and appreciate its natural beauty, history, and culture, and also the Filipino themselves, and able to see more of their country and imbued with greater pride in and commitment to the nation. And for the question number 4, why is it important that you have at least the foundation of the constitutions by taking up the legal aspect subjects? So, it is very important because it ensures that those who make decision on behalf of public fairly represent public opinion. It also set out the way in which those who exercise power may be held accountable to the people they serve. And it sets out where are government powers and by guaranteeing individual specific rights and freedom. So these rights help to ensure the protection and promotion of human dignity, equality, and liberty. So, the Constitution may provide for the division of powers between the central government and the region. Also, these constitutions should be agreed rather than imposed. So, to provide an acceptable framework for the setting of different political views. They also help provide stable society by ensuring by ensuring that although everybody may not agree with the government all the time, the people accept the legitimacy of the system of choosing governments. Furthermore, as a human, respect towards the people that we live around is we have to remember that if we have the rights, they have the rights too. And respect is very important also. It is one of the most important basis when living in a society. We all have freedom, but it is restricted to certain point. 5. Explain how laws are made. So, establishment of the law and legal codes is typically based upon form of legal foundation within nearly or developed nations. Typically, a founding document such as a constitutions and laws passed by a national legislature and other form of lawmaking authorities. The general principles of law in these nations determine the purpose of each law or piece of legislation within regulatory and legal frameworks that ultimately determines authority and validity of rule and the scope of legal matters. And for the number 6, discuss the responsibilities of commission as well as the local government in nation building as provided in our constitution and relate it to tourism. So, the LGUs should build its commitment to tourism in terms of awareness, raising, planning, and relationship. So, the host communities must be among the primary beneficiaries of tourism activities at the local level, and the local people should develop a strong sense of ownership of tourism resource in their area. And strategies or model adopted by various localities could be examined to learn lessons from these experiences and help in designing options appropriate to specific situations or circumstances. And the internal to the LGU is the challenge of what the key offices enabling roles will be considering the relationship with national government. So, this is particularly evident in what the local legislative council policies and the executive offices programs will be in support of tourism businesses and balancing call for sustainable development. These are in the areas of leading investment in the local tourism areas, developing strategies based on a better understanding of tourism needs, the need for increased dialogue with business, evidence-based decision especially on the negative impacts of tourism, shift in ad hoc to anticipatory management, and last is the thinking of a whole government approach to tourism development in general, or harnessing governmental and private bodies toward local tourism goals. And the last, number 7, major takeaways upon comprehending the Constitution. So, the 1987 Constitution is the latest iterations of the Philippines Constitutions. It is a document that protects and defines the rights of citizens, establishes how those governments should work, and outlines how laws are made in order to protect those rights. And the purpose of this constitution is to protect and define the rights of citizens, establish how the government should work, and outline how laws are made in order to protect those rights.